Hello everybody and welcome to the October status update. I'm going to keep this brief. There's been a lot we're working on lately, but it's a lot of the same stuff. We're also going to be doing something new in these status updates. I'm going to ask you guys a trivia question. Now there's no prize because a lot of people are going to be getting them right, I hope. It's just for fun. You're going to drop the answer below in the comments if you feel like answering the trivia question. One very interesting thing that we've started exploring is a thing called phonemes. A phoneme is actually the smallest sound in a language. It's breaking up words and sentences into very short sounds, like smaller than syllables. And what you do with this for a video game is you have to lip sync that. So essentially, I'm taking a long way to explain to you that we've been playing around with lip syncing with characters and character animations and syncing them up with dialogue. A few of our voice actors who are on our team have sent us some recordings and we've begun to play around with the lip syncing animations. Can't show you any of that just yet. There's nothing really that's impressive to show, but it's moving.
If you check our site all the time, you might have noticed our progress plan got a little bit of an update this past week. There's a bit more blue and green and less red. That might get you thinking and super excited that, oh great, the game is closer to being finished now that more is in the engine. Well, it's true that things are getting put into the engine and we're modeling more and more daily, but let's discuss how we update things like that and the progress plan itself. Once the team models something, it needs to go through a long process of optimization before it can be properly placed into the engine. Something gets done by a bunch of different modelers on the team. Me, hi, it's Matt talking, or Gio, Chris, sometimes Tom, or sometimes others who we hire from the outside, and it usually goes to Kyle, who has put everything into the engine so far. He makes sure these models are good for engine processing, or what we believe is good for the game engine. We'll discover more about that once we hire programmers and engineers when we're funded, before we can fully start the actual in-engine process. So that's why the progress plan stays green or modeled for the longest time. And just because an area has turned blue, like the first class lounge this week, that doesn't necessarily mean the area is totally complete or fully in the engine yet. It might be that we have just put part into the room or selected bits in for testing, or the room is in the engine, but we need to modify or update it, like a couple of other spaces in the game. We don't have a totally 100% finished color on the plan, because otherwise we'd have to start breaking the plan down into many different categories, and then we'd have a rainbow of colors on the plan. And I'm colorblind and I can't deal with that. We don't work on the ship in a structured system all the time, which is why our plan doesn't get updated as much as you'd think. So hopefully this explains the progress plan to you all, and why that doesn't get updated every month.
We've also recently partnered up with a historian over in France who knows the SS Nomadic like the back of his hand. He has perhaps the largest archive on the SS Nomadic, and he is going to be working with us to make sure our SS Nomadic is authentic and what it really was in 1912, and this is what you will see in the game. Now, this new progress on the Nomadic actually leads me perfectly into the next thing I want to tell you about, and it's something very exciting which I'm very happy about, and I hope you guys will be excited about it too. We're offering something new in the store. As you guys know, we've been selling prints, limited edition prints, which you can purchase in our store, and then when they run out, we come up with a new batch, and of course the proceeds are funding the game a little bit. We now offer 3D printed models in 1/1000 scale, with some exception. These are beautifully designed, they're hand painted, and they are historian guided in their color scheme. We already have a lot of ships to offer. The Rms Titanic, I'm sure you all are aware of, and we also have the RMS Olympic. These are all in 1/1000 scale. We also have the Titanic available in a shiny copper, but also a flat gray. We also have the SS Kaiser Wilhelm der Große and a 1/400 scale SS Nomadic. These are very authentic, and like I said, they are hand painted. I think these are some of the coolest things we have ever had to offer publicly. As an optional add-on to your Titanic or your Olympic, you can get a 1/1000 scale Nomadic. Now, all of these models come with their own stand, which is labeled, again, hand painted, and they have their own protective case. SS Nomadic with the ship's label, the Titanic Honor and Glory logo. Now these are being put together by a fan of Titanic Honor and Glory. He has a designer who's helping him build these models digitally, and then he is printing them and he is hand painting them. So your orders go to him, he ships them out. A lot of the proceeds of this either cover the building materials or go to the project. So this is very exciting. I love these, and in the future we're going to be offering a lot more ships. In fact, I'd very much like to offer a whole fleet of 1,000 scale ships, so you can build up a showcase, which I'm planning to do, of all these ships in the same scale, so you get to really see them side by side and play with them. We actually also have Lusitania and Mauretania. They are not for sale yet, but they will be. And we have other ships on the way, such as the SS Atlantic, the Britannic, the Great Eastern, and many more. We are likely going to be releasing those models at about the same time as a video documentary that we might do about those ships. We have one coming up about the Nomadic, and with that one we will probably start selling the Traffic, which was the sister ship of the Nomadic. We have another video coming up soon about the SS Atlantic. You will probably be seeing that in a month and a half or 2 months. And with that, we hope to start selling the Atlantic. We are guiding on historical authenticity a little bit, especially with the color scheme and the designs of these models. But other than that, these are handmade by fans, so they do not take away our time or resources to build. So it's a great win-win situation, and I'm very happy with it because I love adding these models to the collection. We also have another item for sale, 2019 wall calendars. These I put together because it's something I think there should be. It's not just a simple 2019 wall calendar featuring our images. What it is it has all sorts of historical dates marked off so that you can go through the year and you can see all these different events related to the Titanic or other ships, and you know what is going on. And my goal was to have at least one event every week. There are some months, for example, I think March, there's very few things that happen in March for anything. But some of these months like April and May, they really just filled right up. For example, I will read you a little bit from May so that you get an idea. May 5th, Carpathia's maiden voyage, and Violet Jessup passes away. And after each event, I have the year it happened. So the maiden voyage is 1903, Violet Jessup passed away in 1971. May 6th, the wreck of the airship Hindenburg in 1937. May 7th, Lusitania sinks off of Ireland, 1915. May 10th, the White Star Line and Cunard Line merge companies and become Cunard White Star in 1934. Every month is a different screenshot in-game from our project, and I tried to draw from screenshots that have never really before been published or printed. It's a limited run of 45, and they're already selling kind of fast. So check that out at www.titanichg.com/store. We also brought back the old YouTube series Historical Telegrams, where we take a piece of Titanic culture or a lesser known piece of the Titanic story and we start exploring it a little bit more in depth, and sometimes we branch out, or sometimes we will branch out into non-Titanic subjects, other ocean liners. For example, at the end of next month, I'm hoping to release one about the SS Atlantic. This is our personal documentary series that we're doing in our free time when we need to step away from programming and modeling. Episode 1 was the Titanic historical comparison that we did years ago. Episode 2 we just recently released, and it got great feedback from you guys, so it's really motivating us to really go forward and do more of these. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's the artistic history of the Titanic. It's here on our YouTube, and next month is going to be something also unique, which has never before been done before. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what you guys think of that. We recently surpassed 100,000 YouTube subscribers, and to celebrate that, we did a contest, a first and a second place prize, where we gave them away to people in the comments. Now the winners have been picked, and we're waiting for them to respond to us now so that we can get those prizes shipped out. And I will announce who the winners were once that has all been confirmed and shipped and everything is ready to go. We're hoping they're very excited to get this. Next month is the Q&A, so leave your questions below. And as I said in the beginning of the video, here is your trivia question. Titanic had many designers. It's not just Thomas Andrews or Alexander Carlisle. A lot of the interiors especially had different architects or decorators who brought out the unique styles and motifs that you see in all the different areas. One of the designers also was a contributing architect for a very iconic European landmark. What was his name and what was the landmark? I'll give you a hint. You can find the answer somewhere on TitanicClock.com. Thanks again for tuning in. Leave your questions below for the Q&A, and also the answer to the trivia question will be in the Q&A video. Be sure to check out the store, www.titanichg.com/store, and thank you for your continued support. Bye.